The Bluebird is a boat. She weighs 2.5 tons, about as much as a medium-sized truck. She's a little more than 26 feet long, 4.5 feet high, and 10 feet 4 inches wide. She cost $70,000 to build, a lot of money for a boat. And even that does not include the skill and the brains, and yes, the dedication and prayers of a small group of devoted people. Her owner is Donald Campbell, whose father was Malcolm Campbell, who wrote his name in speed records both on land and over water. Her chief mechanic is Leo Villa, older now and gray since he worked with Sir Malcolm. Since the father died in 1948, he has worked with the son. He was there when she screamed across a British lake at 202.32 miles for a new world's record. Then as now, Andy Brown left a flourishing business to be on hand as a friend. This time, Chet Barron, mobile fuel engineer, is here as well to help and check performance. The United States Navy pitches in to help by installing and running the necessary communications, and the Air Force is here to keep a skilled eye on the weather. These are some of the people who watch and wait and help and worry, as several times the Bluebird tries to break her own record and fails. Television and film are on hand when the Bluebird makes 2 runs for the respectable average of 155 miles an hour. Respectable, but a far, far cry from the record she is after. They watch her, these people who have come from far and near to be a part of this effort. Each has now caught the excitement of the unique, the sense of adventure, and it saddens them to see a disappointing try. But the worst is yet to come. On her first record attempt, as a result of high swells, the Bluebird ships water and sinks in 50 feet of water. First, the slow, delicate chore of raising the craft to the surface, and then the big job to come, changing her, finding what is wrong in her makeup and correcting it. The Bluebird is the first high-speed boat successfully powered by a jet. Campbell's friend, John Cobb, drove a jet-powered boat 206.8 miles an hour, but it disintegrated on the water and killed him. Now it is up to Donald Campbell alone to prove that it can be done. He and those with him are ready to try again. A jet is a machine for sucking in air and pushing it out. A thoughtful Englishman named Sir Isaac Newton said in 1686, "For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction." To a thoughtful Englishman named Donald Campbell, this means if you push back air, air pushes forward on you with enough force to drive a boat. The Bluebird is powered by mobile gas turbine fuel, a product engineered to run jet engines. At top speed, she uses up 9 gallons a minute and rushes air through the great tube of the jet at a speed of 1,200 miles an hour, pushing herself forward at 200 miles an hour or better. That is, if the water doesn't get sucked into the jet along with the air. A jet is a machine. The heart of the machine is the flame. When water reaches the flame, here is what happens to the machine. And here is what happens to the man, Donald Campbell, who brought a 2.5-ton boat across oceans and continents to Lake Mead to prove something. Not to prove that Sir Isaac Newton was right, we know that, but that Donald Campbell is right. Donald Campbell, the son of Sir Malcolm Campbell, whose name meant speed to a generation. The friend of John Cobb, who died. He and Chet Barron talk about how to draw enough air in at this high altitude. Meanwhile, the whole boat has gone over and painfully checked. Leo Villa drives himself and his crew, and the new design features are finished around dusk of a clear winter day in the desert. It is a time of hush when people leave the lake, but not this day. In the gathering evening, the quiet of Lake Mead is shattered by the whine of the accelerating jet, and the enveloping darkness is split by its huge firefly of flame. As the last ray of sunlight withdraws behind the mountains, she makes a good run of 200 miles plus per hour. But it's too dark for the return run, and Campbell brings her back to the dock, confident at last that the problems are solved, and impatient to do what he has come to do. But man cannot plan nature. A harsh wind rises out from the desert and whips the still waters of Lake Mead into anger and obstruction. Another wait for the man and his friends, and those who have come to learn and to help. And then another dawn, beautiful at last in its serenity, and bright with promise of what is to be done this day. Long months and years ago, in the early stages of design, there were tests in wind tunnels, in towing tanks, and with self-propelled models of the new idea, the jet Bluebird. As the fuel boat leaves hours early to let the lake regain its perfect calm, the time has come for the real thing. The man and his boat versus the water and the air versus nature herself. The Park Service has closed the lake to all but the Bluebird. The Bluebird herself gets one final important check from the gray-haired Villa. Everyone tries hard to keep the atmosphere calm and normal. The winds are right. The Bluebird is lowered into the water. The man is ready, the boat is ready, the lake is ready. Radio's ready, timer's ready. Taxis out to her position for the run, gathering speed with every second. They're watching all over the world, those who want to know about jet-driven boats, and those who are anxious to learn about fuels, and those who believe that the frontiers of human achievement, even in this time of great organization, are pushed back mostly by lonely men, following an idea wherever it leads. There is a risk to life, a danger of loss of a fortune, but most of all, as the Bluebird turns into her course, there is an idea which may not work, a dream which could be shattered, a human effort which could be consumed in failure. The first measured mile. Up to 250 miles an hour at one point. Average for this one, 239.5. It takes 2 runs to break the record. One is done, one is to come. to take these stresses. The design of the man is unchanged.